Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are cracking open the book on one of the most influential and secretive occult groups of the last 100 years, the Ordo Templi Orientis, or, as it's known, the O.T.O.
You know, this quote from one of their earliest rituals really sets the stage perfectly, doesn't it? We're about to go on a journey not just into some secret handshakes and rites, but into a hidden philosophy, one that says its biggest truths can't just be told to you, they have to be experienced. Okay, so let's get right into it. What in the world is the O.T.O, and where did this all come from? So the whole modern story really kicks off right around the turn of the 20th century. Its founder, a guy named Karl Kellner, was absolutely convinced he'd stumbled upon the true hidden secret of the Knights Templar. But the real turning point, the moment that basically defined what the O.T.O would become, was when Aleister Crowley walked through the door. See, Crowley didn't just join the O.T.O. He completely took it over and remade it in his own image. He brought in his own religion, Thelema, which is all built around this one central idea. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. And this wasn't just some small change. It fundamentally rewrote the entire purpose of the order. It became the main vehicle for spreading his new spiritual law. So, to really get a handle on the O.T.O, you kind of have to walk in an initiate's shoes. We've got to start right at the beginning, with what they call the outer degrees. These first few steps feel a lot like Freemasonry, and that is totally on purpose. As a new member, you're guided through these super symbolic ceremonies. You start out as a Minerval, like a student, then you're symbolically born into the order, you get consecrated as a magician, and eventually you go through this symbolic death and rebirth. Each step is designed to build on the one before it.
This exchange right here, from that very first degree, it just perfectly sums up one of the main goals of these rituals. They're designed to completely strip away your reliance on anything external, whether it's God or society or whatever, and build this solid foundation of absolute trust in yourself. The answer isn't God, it's in myself.
And they protect this stuff with some seriously intense oaths. I mean, the punishments they describe for breaking your vow of secrecy are incredibly graphic. But this isn't just for show. The whole point of these dramatic rituals and heavy oaths is to get the initiate ready for a massive revelation, a secret so big, so central to their view of reality, that it needs this kind of crazy protection. All right, so after all that prep work, the initiate is finally deemed ready for the inner circle, and that brings us to the big one. After years of these symbolic ceremonies, after taking all of those blood oaths, the initiate who makes it to the 7th degree is finally handed the key to the whole system. Everything, all the symbols, all the allegories, it's all about to make sense. And there it is. This quote, pulled straight from the secret instructions for that degree, is the central secret of the O.T.O. So what does it mean? Well, they teach that there's really only one divine creative force in the universe. On the huge cosmic scale, the macrocosm, that force is the sun. And down here on the human scale, the microcosm, its representative, the sole giver of life, is the phallus.
Now, according to the O.T.O, this isn't just some interesting philosophical point, it's the master key. Once you understand this, they believe all the confusing stories from Freemasonry, all the ancient myths from every religion, they all suddenly become crystal clear. Every god, every hero, every story is just another symbol for this single, universal truth about the creative force of life.
Okay, so knowing the secret is one thing, but the highest degrees, the 8th and the 9th, well, they're all about teaching you how to actually use it. So here, the philosophy turns directly into practice. You can see the progression, right? The 8th degree is about the theory of creation, but the 9th? That's the detailed step-by-step how-to manual for what they consider the ultimate act of creation. And this is where things get really, really strange. The 9th degree text lays out a procedure for creating what it calls a homunculus. It's defined as a being that looks human, can think, and can talk, but, and this is the important part, it's not created in the normal way and isn't inhabited by the human soul. It's meant to be a vessel for something else entirely. The process described in the source text is presented as the ultimate application of the order's secret knowledge. First, they select the right man and woman. Conception is a ceremonial act. Now here's the key step. The pregnant woman is isolated with the specific goal of preventing a human soul from entering the fetus.
Instead, a particular non-human spirit is invoked over and over again to inhabit the embryo. The result, according to the text, is the birth of a child who is the physical incarnation of that spirit, magically bound to serve the magician who created it.
So you might be thinking, okay, this is a 100-year-old secret society with some pretty out-there rituals. Why are we still talking about it? Why does it even matter today? Well, check this out. The source material itself makes a huge claim. It says that the O.T.O, along with one other group, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, is one of the two main sources for basically all of what we think of as modern magic and the occult scene today. Its ideas didn't stay secret forever. And really, when you boil it all down, it comes back to Aleister Crowley. His very controversial genius was taking these Masonic-style rituals, blending them with his own philosophy of Thelema, and adding this very explicit layer of sexual magic. He created a system that was so powerful and so enduring that it's still making waves in alternative spirituality even now. And that leaves us with this really interesting question to chew on. Now that these secret rituals are out there, published for anyone to read, the oaths and the doctrines are all laid bare, what's left? What's the secret? Maybe the real secret was never the words on a page, but the personal transformation that happens when you go on the journey to discover it for yourself.